Alright, welcome back to Sonic Unleashed, where we are going to be hopefully free of the werehog for at least a little bit now. This is a sort of a mini-game. This happens, I want to say, twice in the game? If not, only this time. I actually don't remember. This is similar to the Sky Chase levels in the original Sonic Adventure, although I've seen some debates on whether or not these are better or worse than Sky Chase. I think they're better, but only because you don't have to do them like 4 times. Because if you're playing Sonic and Tails stories back to back, you gotta sit through like 20 minutes of Sky Chase. Whereas these, since there's only the one story, you only have to do them however many times they pop up. The gameplay, however, Sky Chase absolutely wins, and the music, Sky Chase wins for sure.
Calm down, Sonic.
This doesn't fit in terms of, like, we're flying through the air, shooting down Eggman's robots. It just doesn't fit. And the gameplay is just, you are not in control of the tornado at all. All you do is press the corresponding buttons to the badniks. I don't know if they're called badniks in the game, just the enemies. I would have liked some sort of, like, instrumental version of Tails' theme from Sonic Adventure 2. That might have been pretty cool in this section as a theme, instead of whatever the hell we're listening to now. It's a good song, it just doesn't fit here. Yeah, even just do the Sky Chase music. Because, I mean, this is as close to the Sky Chase levels as you're ever going to get. And in fact, I think pretty, like, before the game was announced, they were considering calling this game Sonic Adventure 3, which I think actually could have been okay if they had named it Sonic Adventure 3. Like, the real Sonic Adventure 3 obviously is Sonic 06, and people who deny that are wrong. That is Sonic Adventure 3, no ands, ifs, or buts. But officially naming this game Sonic Adventure 3, I think would have been alright. Because no, it's not nearly as good as either Sonic Adventure 1 or 2, but I think it is actually kind of deserving of the title, because it is the first Sonic adventure since then. Because it's mainly all about Sonic, whereas Sonic 06, his story is like the least important in that entire game. But I know in Japan, I think this game's called Sonic World Adventure, which also is a better name than Sonic Unleashed. Because I mix up in my head very often Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Underground. Which is not good, because those are two things you don't want to mix up. Because Sonic Underground is actually like a dumpster fire. They made a vow their mother would be found. Tony Hawk Underground.
What is that thing?
Well, Sonic, prepare to be sunk.
Remember, Doctor, it is not yet complete. Handle it gently.
So the robot talking there is a robot by the name of SA55, which is supposed to be a little pun on the word sass. And it's actually Orbot from future games, you know, of the duo Orbot and Cubot. Which is great. I've always loved Orbot. Orbot's pretty great in this game. He's not voiced by his normal voice actor, which is kind of a shame. But, I guess they switched the whole cast, except for Mike Pollock, so I don't know why they keep this guy. This is an alright boss. It's just about the same as fighting the egg carrier in Sky Chase. It opens up, you fire a bunch into it. That's pretty much it. It's the same as the Sky Chase boss. There's an achievement that I've been trying to get since I first started to play this game, where if you don't get hit at all in this level, you get a trophy. I got it by accident once on a separate account that I was using to record this, but I've never been able to get it on my main account, which is the account that actually matters, so it's kind of strange. I always get nervous when I do stuff like this. That's why I've never really been able to do it. Because I'm really bad at reactionary-based things in games. So, this section obviously isn't too great for me. I do really good, but then up until the very end is when I always fall apart. Yeah! We're crashing! Whoa! It's the greatest reaction, 1999.
Yay! Made it, Sonic!
I love this results screen, it's pretty great. I love when they just fly away. They're gonna head and see through. Spagonia. Oh, I will run on your rooftops very shortly. By very shortly, I mean actually quite a few videos from now. So again, the hub world's actually pretty cool in this game. I like that you can talk to people. You get information from certain people, which does actually help. Spagonia is pretty cool. It's based on Italy. So, whoa! A blue, a hedgehog, a yellow fox, and a little guy with a mohawk. Hey, what's the deal with you guys? I've never seen anything like it. Huh? You want to go to the university? It's over that way. Past the big fountain. You keep going straight and then turn right at the end. And then you, then you ask someone else. Don't worry, when we get to the Africa-based ones, I won't do any kind of, like, weird racist accents. It's fine when they're Italians. Because that's, like, a funny, you could do, like, hey, it's some pizza pie, raviolis. That's fine. But, yeah, no racist accents here. I don't know why sometimes there's just people that you can't talk to. And you know what? This guy looks like an Xbox avatar, which means I desperately want to know what the bottom of his foot looks like. The building, it's a university dormitory, but you can't go in. This is a woman's dorm. The university is straight ahead. Just look for the fountain. Yeah, I don't know why she had, like, Ezio's voice. Sonic should have Ezio's voice, if anything. Because, you know, Roger Craig Smith voices him eventually. Who is still the best, and I think he's done it in more mainstream Sonic games than anyone else at this point. Ryan Drummond had 3 games, Jason Griffith had 3 games, and now, Roger Craig Smith has 4 with Sonic Forces, so suck it, Trebek. Actually, Jason Griffith had more than 3. He had Secret Rings, Shadow, and also Black Knight.
Professor Pickle's been kidnapped?
It was a little bit before the tremors hit. This old man showed up with a
whole pack of robots.
They carried poor Professor Pickle off, lab data and all.
It can't be.
That sure sounds like Eggman.
What a horrible thing to do. We've got to go help that professor guy out, and
God,
fast.
I forgot Chip was
If
here.
he
This
got
cutscene was
kidnapped
going
that
all
long
right.
ago, he's got to be real hungry by now. And if I was that hungry, I don't know how long I would last. I'd rather be dead.
I'm sure Eggman is feeding him. Even he's not that cruel.
Okay. Let's go and find the professor.
I like the tone of this game. This is when they finally found their tone. Of course, I think it got better when they hired the Happy Tree Friends writers to come in for Colors and Generations and Lost World. And Forces, I guess, too. But we haven't really seen much of that, so I don't know. But, you know, instead of a scene where in the previous game, Princess Elise literally tries to kill herself instead of being caught by Eggman. Like, literally she tries to kill herself. There's, you know, funny things like characters miming Eggman, saying he has a mustache and he's fat. So, you know, the tone of this game is way better than the previous game, which was a dumpster fire. And I love the art style. They finally also nailed the art style. Like, again, going back to 06, instead of it being like, oh, Sonic exists in the real world with real-looking people, that don't mesh well at all. It's now Sonic, who I think has his best design that he's ever had, in a world of people that look slightly cartoony, but also got, like, normal proportions, but are, you know, slightly Pixar looking. And that way, Eggman doesn't stand out either. You know, other than the realistic Eggman from '06, which is just absolutely terrifying. I love how everyone here is completely useless except for this little kid. Little kid's like, yeah, I know the professor. Something's rotten in the state of Missouri. Yeah, I don't know why you can do this in the game. Like, especially in the... Well, I guess these you can use to kick open things. But this I don't know why you can do in the hub worlds. Crawl around on your... Like, it just looks weird. Hey, Tails. Yeah, I figured out where the Pickle Man is. I wonder if Chris Chan hated this game. Because there's a guy in it named Professor Pickle, and he was terrified of the Pickle Man, the man in the pickle suit. Strange. Alright, Tails, just let me, like, get out of here. Thank you. I think it would have been kinda cool if you could go to, like, have one of those little Sky Chase, little acts in between every time you travel to a new continent, but I'm also very glad that you don't do that. The music here is really good, although I think it's better in the day, if I'm remembering correctly. If there's a day and night, like, difference between the music. Why don't these guys get names? Like, all the people in Spagonia got names. That guy's just, like, old man. This guy's gonna be man with hat tiara thing. Again, I'm just looking for some Sun and Moon medals. I want to get as many as I can early on so I don't have to go back and replay, like, Werehog levels, which is absolutely terrible. Kwame acting really strange. That's a great name. Are you, like, the second, or, like, you an Esquire? Like, what's going on here? I love how he's talking all this nonsense, and then at the end he's just like, yeah, where you want to go is, like, right behind me, pal. What are you talking about? Some of the NPCs in this game are very strange. Although, again, I'd rather talk to the NPCs in this game than the ones that you talk to and then they go, hey. And then there's a loading screen and then they say, hey. And then there's another loading screen and then you get into the gameplay. Like, that's the worst. I don't know exactly why sometimes in the gameplay, like in the hub worlds, there's enemies. I don't really see the point in that. But, I mean, the combat's just as interesting in the hub worlds as it is in the stages themselves. There's some stuff we can do in here. The hub worlds, just like some of the levels themselves, they reward experimentation and exploration. I meant to say exploration, not experimentation. I don't know what I'm talking about. Again, it's mostly just Sun and Moon medals. Sometimes you can get some extra lives, which do help. I actually think one of the things that could have enhanced this game quite a bit would be no lives. because there are very many levels towards the end of the game that could very well benefit from not having any lives, like no life system. This is so dull. God, this is why, like, any video where it's gonna be daytime stages are gonna be a lot of fun to talk about. Because I love the daytime stages, I love playing them, I love looking at them. But the werehog is just, there's nothing about it that I like. At least gameplay-wise. Again, the music's fine. I kinda like his stretchiness. I like, again, the platforming is actually kind of okay. If this was its own game, and if it was just a platformer beat-em-up with the werehog, and it was a spin-off game just called, like, Sonic the Werehog, I would have been fine with this. Also, I don't remember who it was, but I know I saw someone talking about how werehog doesn't make sense. Because he doesn't turn into a hog, he already is a hog, like a hedgehog. So it's not, it's the werehog that should be changed, like the were part. He should be Sonic the Hedge Wolf, not Sonic the Werehog. So yeah, it should be the hog that changes to wolf. So they can't even get that right. And I don't know anything in any kind of werehog, I almost said werehog, in any kind of werewolf lore where werewolves' arms are stretchy. So the only explanation is that yo-ho-ho, he took a bite of gum-gum. That's it. And since this is for kids, voice actors, that makes sense. So I'll see you in the next video, where we get to play another one of the werehog stages, and I contemplate suicide. So, see you then.